Okay, we're back, and notice when I checked this, I took the derivative. I got plus 2/3 x to the minus 2 minus 3x to the minus 5/3, and I compared it to the original after I rewrote it. This term was okay, but this didn't compare. So I'm back to my integral, and I minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Somehow I got here a minus 3. What I should have is a minus 1. So this should have been minus 2 over minus 1, right? Or plus 2 over minus 1. Sorry about that. So this is going to be plus 2 over minus 1, or a minus 2, right? Now let's check this again. Now let's take the derivative again. After I check that, and I'm taking derivative on this term here. This is my function. This was my answer. So I'm taking the derivative of this. That's going to be 2 x to the what? Minus 1, right? Minus 2. This I know is right. And let's check this with this again. Notice 2x to the minus 2 plus 3x to the minus 5/3. Both of them check. So this is my answer.
You have a minus here and a plus here.
Minus is a plus. Minus 5/3 times minus 3 is a plus. Thank you. So that checks with that. And when you do something like that, you might want to check it, because it's very easy to make a mistake with all these negative signs floating around. So I actually did that one on purpose, just to show you how easy it is to make a mistake. So that's minus 2. So this was plus 2. That's a plus 2. Then this was a plus 2 over minus 1. Became a minus 2. And there's my answer down here. Okay, so I checked this by taking the derivative. Minus 1 times minus 2 is plus 2. Minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2/3 times minus 9/2 is plus 3. X minus 2/3 plus 1. Minus 2/3 plus, okay, minus, because this is minus 1. Minus 2/3 minus 1. Minus 2/3 minus 3/3. Minus 5/3. And there you have it. All right. Now, you see, it's even tough to check it, but you should check it when you get all these negative signs, and you have all these negative powers, and you have fractional powers. You don't want to get points off because you made a stupid mistake somewhere. Okay, let's do a practical problem. Now we did all these integrals. Well, let's do a practical problem, but I'm going to have you do one. And you can do this any time after. So okay, so I'm going to be given f prime of x equals 3 over x to the 4th minus 10 over the 4th root of x to the 5th power. Okay, I want you to find the function. All right, we'll do that at the end of this class. So let's go on to a practical problem. And this is one that I showed in the beginning when I made a comparison. I was given the marginal revenue equals 300 minus 0.2x. Now the marginal revenue is what? Is the derivative is dr dx I'm also given something else. I'm given that when x equals 0, the function that I'm going to find, the revenue, not the derivative, at 0 is going to equal 100. Now that tells me when I'm not making any product, I'm making revenue. I might have sold a piece of equipment or something like that every time when I'm not making product, some old equipment. So that could be a reason for that. The reason is because it makes the problem good. Okay, so I want to find, so dr dx equals 300 minus 0.2x, multiply both sides by dx, $300 minus 0.2, my 2's are 0.2x dx, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, we want to integrate that. Put our integral signs here. That's r. Now remember, constant dx, the integral of dx was x, the constant you don't integrate. So this is 300x minus 0.2 power roll 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus c. So r of x comes out to be, that's not a point, 300x. That's going to be minus 0.2 over 2 x squared plus c. 0.2 divided by 2 is going to be 0.1. Let's go back up here. Oh, I should have left that on here. Let me write that over here. This way I know what I gave to you before. It was 3 over x fourth. Was it minus 10, you remember?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was. Let's say 10.
Is it in your notes?
Over, no, I made it up.
Oh.
I think it was x fourth to the fifth. Okay, whatever the constant was, it's gonna come out. Anyway, I should have written it down. I just made it up in my notes.
It looks like I can see the shadow of it on the board. It looks like the root 4 to the 5th and a 10. I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. So, what do we get here? We got Rx equals 300x minus 0.1 plus c. Now this is a practical problem, revenue. I need to find the c. Now, in order to find the c, I must be given something. Well, what am I given? Look at here. When x equals 0, R0 is 100. So let's substitute that in here. When the R0 equals 100, it's going to be 300 times 0 minus 0.1, 0 squared plus c. So we're going to get 100 equals c. So we found our constant very easily. So let's put it back in our equation here. R of x equals 300x minus 0.1x squared plus 100. That's our complete function with the constant and everything else. And when you're doing practical problems, you have to find the constants. Okay, well, when we're just doing the integrals just as practice, we don't. So you have to remember that. Now, they asked for further things here. They asked to find the critical points and find R at that critical point. So let's erase this. And now we have a nice little problem. Okay. Notice I don't need to differentiate this because I already was given what R prime X was, because that was the beginning problem, right? It was 300 minus 0.2 X, correct? Okay, so that's R prime X. So I want to find the critical point. I set R prime X equals 0. So 300 minus 0.2x equals 0. Bring that over there. You got minus 0.2x equals minus 300. So the minuses cancel. X equals 300 over 0.2. Okay, and that's going to be 1,500. That's units. So now you want to see what is the R there. So R at 1,500 is going to be equal to, we've got to go back here, 300 times 1,500 minus 0.1 times 1,500 squared plus 100. And R at 1,500 then comes out to be, have a little drum roll here, 225/100. Let's write that a little bit better. All right, so that's what the problem asked, but what didn't I find? I want to know, is this the maximum revenue? Well, I don't know if X is a maximum. I know it's a critical point, but it could be a minimum too. So I'm going to check X for max min, which means I'm going to take the second derivative. So the first derivative we know is 300 minus 2x, 0.2x. So the second derivative is going to be what? It's going to be 0.2, correct? Minus 0.2. So no matter what the x is, this is going to be less than 0, which means I'm at a maximum point. So x equals 1,500. Sorry, it's tough to write when I get to the bottom of this board. So therefore, my maximum revenue is going to be 225,100 at my maximum production point of 1,500, or sales. How much time?
1 minute, and you gave him a you-do problem.
But this isn't the end of this lecture, though, right?
I think it is, isn't it? Because didn't we do the second one and we ran out of time, and then we rolled into this one? Or no? Is this the second of 3?
I think it's the second of 3, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm going to do that at the end.
Okay.
So let's wait for the next one.
Okay.